Welcome to Film Scoring Tips. This is the first in a series of videos in which we will explore in depth some of the features that you saw in the Composer Bridge overview presentation. In the process, you will learn precious tips about some of the software applications that are part of the Composer Bridge ecosystem. Today's focus is on Keyboard Maestro's advanced macros. Let's start by watching what happens when I press the video button on Composer Bridge. The video becomes full screen and I have no other distraction in front of me. So I'm free to work, compose, and just watch the video. On Composer Bridge, you can notice that the video button is now lit up to let me know that the video is full size. If I press it again, the video goes back on the left corner. In order to show you how this works, we will create a fresh new interface with the Limmer editor. What we need to create now is a button, and more specifically, a switch button, one that keeps its status once you press on it. In other words, when you touch the button once, it will go in on position, and when you touch it again, it will go in off position. Next, I will assign to each of the positions of this button, the on position and the off position, two different control change messages. After sending this new interface to my iPad, I can test it. There are many functions that you can recall by setting a shortcut in the commands section of Digital Performer. Let's say I'd like to have the macro button start playback in my session. I will select the play function, click on MIDI event, and finally press the macro button. Now that this is done, I can close the commands window, and when I put the macro button back in an on position, playback will start. Not all areas of Digital Performer have commands that you can set shortcuts to. For instance, if I try and search for movie, the only thing I can do is open the movie window, which is now bound to the Shift-V command. The video will open up again. But that's it, there is no way to enlarge it. The way to put a video in full screen in Digital Performer is by double-clicking within the video window. And in a similar fashion, to put it back where it was, I would double-click within the movie window. In this scenario, Keyboard Maestro is a real lifesaver. I will create a new macro and call it On. I will then click on New Trigger and select a MIDI trigger. Since I have the Allow Recording option enabled, Keyboard Maestro is listening for incoming MIDI messages. So if I press my macro button, it automatically programs the Keyboard Maestro macro. The first thing that I'd like this macro to do is to focus on Digital Performer. So the action that I will recall is activate a specific application. I will select Digital Performer, and it's now time to test it. And it works. Before setting the next step, I'd like to give a little offset to the macro. I will use the pause action and set it to something like 0.2 seconds. After that, what I need Keyboard Maestro to do is to find a specific picture within the Digital Performer window. As you will see, the click at found image action will save the day. Now, this module wants you to input a specific picture that shows Keyboard Maestro what to look for. So the secret here is to try and find a section near where you need to click that is constant and will be constant from session to session. In my case, the movie label seems perfect. So by using the Shift Command 4 shortcut, I will take a snapshot of that very section. Now I go back on Keyboard Maestro and drag the snapshot right in this square. At this point, I need to tell him where, compared to the picture that he will find, he needs to click, and what kind of click I would like. I would like a double click, and I'd like for Keyboard Maestro to search the right bottom corner. But this is not enough. I also need to give it some offset, because if it clicks on the movie label, nothing happens. It needs to click within the movie window. So I will say 10 down. Let's test it. It works very well, as you can see. But you might notice that the mouse location has changed. It kept the mouse at the end of the macro. What if I would like the mouse to be kept where it was right before? There is an option for that. By clicking on the gear of the Click at Found Image action, you can set Restore Mouse Location. I will keep my mouse on the Record button. Let's see where it is at the end of the macro. The window has been enlarged. The mouse is still where it was, off position of the button. The only thing I need to change here is the picture. So I'm gonna click on the one that I had selected before and delete it. Then once again, I'm gonna search for a section of this picture that will be constant from video to video, from session to session. And once again, I am focusing on the movie label right here. Shift Command 4 will allow me to take a snapshot of that section. Back to Keyboard Maestro. I can drag the new picture in place and everything should work. Let's try it. You now have the power of simulating clicking in any particular position of your application's windows. I'd love to know what amazing macros this will help you create. Please let me know by using the comment section. If you'd like to see more videos like this one and have more info about Composer Bridge, please visit filmscoringtips.com/composerbridge. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.